Ms. Marta Kos, thank you for talking to Radio Free Europe here in Sarajevo. Can we start from something you said yesterday about EU's response? You said it was firm and unequivocal when it comes to the new challenges and unconstitutional and secessionist legislation and initiatives adopted in the entity of Republika Srpska. But do you think that condemnation and the message that laws must be respected are sufficient at this moment? And are there any other mechanisms? And if so, will EU use them if internal political tensions in Bosnia escalate?
I was just saying what it is put down in the Council conclusions from last year. And I wanted also to show that the European Union is respecting the territorial integrity, constitutional order and sovereignty of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Measures, I wouldn't speak about the measures. When we speak about the relations between the EU and Bosnia and Herzegovina, the cooperation or the possible cooperation or the future cooperation, I would speak about the two pillars. One pillar is the accession process, where we cannot go on because we need Bosnia and Herzegovina to do small steps until the end. And then there is a growth plan. The growth plan, which runs separately, it is a special financial mechanism where we offer to Bosnia and Herzegovina 1 billion euro, means 1,000 million, but also here we are stuck. So I wouldn't speak about the measures. But it is clear that there are some conditions which have to be fulfilled on the side of politics of Bosnia and Herzegovina if we want to go on.
Yeah, but how can this blockade, mostly caused by actions from Republika Srpska, be overcome, given, as you mentioned, that Bosnia is not fulfilling what is expected?
This is in the hands of your country. You know, when Bosnia and Herzegovina has gotten a candidate status and Republika Srpska contributed to this, this candidate status comes with a responsibility and it comes with commitments on both sides. Meaning that we are willing to support Bosnia and Herzegovina on its European path, but there are certain conditions which have to be fulfilled. So if you or not, your country is not willing to go on, if your politicians cannot come to the agreement, then we cannot go on. But I don't want this to happen because, you know, I'm now for 2 days and I will stay 1 day more in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I see from everywhere a wish that Bosnia and Herzegovina goes the European path. So I think that it is huge responsibility of your leadership in the country, in the federation, in Republika Srpska. And this is for me the most crucial point. You know, if I would get the feeling that the people, the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina do not want to be a part of the EU, this would be a different situation. But you probably know that we made a survey, and this survey has confirmed that 67% of the citizens in Bosnia and Herzegovina as a whole want the EU membership. And this is a lot. And I call on all the politicians in Bosnia and Herzegovina to take this responsibility, being a candidate, seriously, and do what every government has to do. Do the best for its people. Not for their political parties, not for them, not for their cities, but for the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is what the government, all the governments should do.
Yeah, you said you are staying in Bosnia for 3 days. Did you plan to go to Banja Luka?
I planned to go to Republika Srpska, and I went to Republika Srpska to Bruce, and I met the mayor there who has shown me what he has done with the European money. And they have done a lot. There are beautiful areas for tourists. They have an excellent rescue team who attended also the rescue mission in the Turkey. So I was really so much I wouldn't say surprised, because I have heard very good things even before, but you know, seeing this with my own eyes and feeling very welcome, and being explained that actually this is also possible because he was able to cooperate with the Bosnians when there was a water line and so on. And this is what I want to see. And in all those 3 days, you know, I meet much more the others than the politicians. And it is, you know, something talking to the politicians and really completely other point of view. And this is important for me, to feel and get in touch with your people. And, you know, we cannot fail. You have to become a member of the EU because we owe this to your citizens and your parliament, government, all the politicians, all the leaders owe this to your citizens. This is huge what can be done, but they have to move.
Yes, the citizens are, most of them are for EU, but we are still...
The majority, of course.
The majority, as you mentioned, in numbers. But we are still depending on politicians and their actions.
You know, probably you have heard me saying that from one quote of Charles de Gaulle, who once said that the politics is too important to be left to the politicians. We need bigger support, and we have this support. Of course, you know, every 4 years at the parliamentary elections, we choose the people who are representing us in the parliament. But you know, the accession process, becoming a member of the EU, is much more than just dealing with the government, with the parliament. It is engaging you, media, who are a very important chain between the state institutions and the people. Without you, no democracy can work. And then we have civil society organizations. I have met many representatives of them. They are telling me what is not good. In this respect, yes, still the politicians, but you know, that's good that we can discuss this in this interview. I hope they will listen to us, not just to me. I hope they will listen to the people. And I hope that if they will not deliver what people expect and want, then, you know, the power of democracy is in the hands of your citizens.
You stated earlier that there is no point in talking to Mr. Milorad Dodik, but he's still trying to be a dominant figure in Republika Srpska. Do you fear that ignoring him and ignoring dialogue with him can worsen things?
Republika Srpska is much more than their politicians. There are 1.1 million people, citizens living in Republika Srpska. The majority are Serbs, and they deserve a better future. And they have proven in the past that they are very constructive. And I hope that this will come back. We need Republika Srpska in order to be able to move on with the whole Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was possible in the past, and I hope that this will be also possible in the future.
But you don't think you can talk to Mr.
I don't want to talk to him.
We mentioned the growth plan. Brussels' response was to not adopt the reform plan, thereby depriving Bosnia of funds from the plan. But is this counterproductive? Because in the end, the citizens of Bosnia are those who pay the price because of politicians and because they didn't do their job.
The leadership of Bosnia and Herzegovina has to give us the reform agenda, not us. So they have to, and we helped. They have to give us the reform agenda. It is a plan of the reforms they have to fulfill in order to be able to get the money in loans and in grants. The European Union is not a charity organization. This is the taxpayers' money for our citizens. So we have to be responsible. It is not just, you know, spreading and giving money just like this. And we need a commitment that the leadership of Bosnia and Herzegovina will do these reforms, which will benefit your people. You know, we could build new roads. We could renovate schools. We could build kindergartens. We could build on democracy. We could invest in the small and medium-sized enterprises. We could put this money in developing skills. We could put, and so much on. So, and it is clear, without this reform agenda, once again, this is the list of the reforms the leadership of Bosnia and Herzegovina commit to fulfill in order to be able to get the money. So it is nothing what we in Brussels, you know, I'm here to say very loud, please send us this reform agenda. And I don't understand that we don't get this reform agenda. Once again, 1 billion, you know that, I know that you know that this is 1,000 million. You know, when I was in Varešu today, and we were discussing about the reform agenda, and they were asking me, but Madam Commissioner, if they don't want in Sarajevo, can you give us 1 million? And they started to explain what they would do with this money. I was nearly starting to cry. You know, in Varešu, it is really amazing what they do there in connecting the people, how they have developed tourism, how actually they have overcome the past. I really am already starting imagining what 1 million would mean to them. That's why it's very difficult, not just for me, but for many, my team in Brussels, to understand why we don't get this reform agenda.
When appointing Bosnia's chief negotiator with EU, the question of his ethnic background immediately arose. And such moves leave the impression that Bosnian problems remain the same 30 years after the war. How discouraging is this for you?
Not at all. You know, I am a politician, and I am there to encourage, I would say, my candidate countries. You know, sometimes perhaps I take this a bit too personal, but I really feel that those are my candidate countries, so nothing can discourage me because I know what is the big goal and why. And the big goal is to bring Bosnia and Herzegovina into the European Union, and I'm sure that we will get this name soon, and I will work on this night and day. It is only one name. It is not a political function. You know, we need this chief negotiator, him or her, because there is so much technical work to be done. So I have to be sure, you know, I'm working very well. There is Taras in Ukraine, there is Kristina in Moldova, there is Maida in Montenegro, there is Melinda in Albania. With all of them, I work personally, so I need, and my team, we need a person who will be able on the very operational level to do what needs to be done.
I have to ask you, because of the situation we are at this moment with Republika Srpska and everything that is announced from this entity in Bosnia, who will be the guarantor of stability if political leaders constantly question sovereignty, territorial integrity, and constitutional order?
You know, it's interesting that this question is occurring again and again. Who can be the best guarantor of what is happening in Bosnia and Herzegovina? It's you. You know, it is you. And this is the beauty of the whole accession process, if I may say so. The European Union is helping to not just invest money, it is ready to help you to get a stable economy, to get institutions which will be able to preserve and protect the democracy, the rule of law, the human rights. It is us who are willing to help you, you know, to get your institutions so strong that you will be able to take over the acquis communautaire. And I would be very happy if, you know, this kind of attitude would be more strong expressed here. I would be the most happy person when Bosnia and Herzegovina will be without international supervision, because this would mean that you are able to take your own destiny in your hands, and we are ready to help. Meaning that if we once we'll be able to start the accession process, we will help you to get strong and to get the destiny in your own hands.
You mentioned international
supervision.
Yeah. Can Bosnia begin negotiations with EU while the High Representative Office is still existing in Bosnia?
As I have explained now, if we go the accession path, then the international supervision will phase out. And then no High Representative in Bosnia and Herzegovina will be needed anymore.
So you think that OHR will not remain in Bosnia until the very last day of entering EU?
I cannot predict the future, but based on the experiences I have with my other candidate countries, with this specific situation in Bosnia and Herzegovina, you know, if we will not be able to make you strong enough to become a member of the EU without the international supervision, then we will not do our work as we should. So this is the precondition. We have to make you strong without the international supervision. Only in this way you can become a member of the EU.
You can't predict the future, but do you have any opinion on when this could happen for Bosnia and neighboring countries?
I will be able more to tell you this when we will start the accession process, once I will know who will be the chief negotiator, once I will know that that we can also count on the Republika Srpska, and once we will do the screenings, and this is very important, you know, before we start the negotiations, we do the so-called screening process, where we see how much your present legislation is aligned with the European one. And only then we can say. But for instance, I can say nowadays we have just yesterday finished the screening process for Moldova. And the same with Ukraine. Nearly at the same time, you know, those two countries and Bosnia and Herzegovina have gotten the candidate status. And now we see where they are and where you are not yet. So once we will have this screening, I can say now, for instance, we know for Montenegro. Montenegro has opened all the clusters, so we are just closing. We could finish from the technical point of view at the end of 26 next year, meaning that later on, because of the ratification process, Montenegro could become a member of the EU in 2 years. Albania is advancing very well. We just have to open one more cluster. There are the prospects that we could close the negotiations at the end of 27. Meaning, once we will start, then we see, you know, how this is functioning.
What's the level of support within European Commission or among the leadership of EU members when it comes to accession of Western Balkan countries? Bosnia at the first place, because we are here talking about Bosnia, but also our neighbors.
There is a clear unanimous support for the EU membership of Bosnia and Herzegovina. This was clearly stated not by the European Commission, where I work, but also by the member states in the Council. Otherwise, you will not get the candidate status. Meaning that now we have to do everything that you will be able to become the members. So the member states are supporting. Of course, the countries, the member states are different on the different levels supporting this. But I'm very happy that one of the biggest supporters, with the 70%, is my home country, Slovenia. It makes me really proud.
Can we answer a question related to Serbia and the latest news on police action in Moldova? Apparently organized by Russia, few or more than 100 people, if I'm not wrong, were arrested due to organizing camps on the territory of Serbia, with aim to destabilize Moldova and to influence the coming elections in Moldova. We had similar situation last year with Bosnia also.
We are aware of this, and in this specific case, we are now looking into it. What specific, who, when, how was it possible, or it is possible. But generally, that we know about these cases, it's a huge recognition for the government of Moldova, which has proven that it is resilient and it is capable of fighting back the forces who would like to see this country going away from the European path, or who would like to see the European Union to fail. And I'm grateful to you that you asked about Moldova, because I have spent really many days there. They have crucial parliamentary elections on next Sunday. And Moldova has, and we all have learned so much last year when they have had presidential elections and the referendum on EU, which is now in the constitution. And I'm proud that the European Union for the first time is deploying so-called hybrid rapid response team. This is a team of our experts from Brussels and from the member states, which are helping the government in Moldova. And then we have also analyzed the Russian narratives, what lies are they spreading, what tools are they using. We know exactly, where they have bought votes, how much money they have brought into the country, how much money they have put through the bank accounts. So, this is how I see what it means to protect democracy and the institutions. And we all have learned, also we at the European Commission and in the member states, that we have to equip ourselves much more in the future to be able to fight disinformation. And regarding this, we at the level of the European Commission, we will adopt a special democracy shield. We will have a special, what our president has announced in her State of the Union speech, we will have a special program for the resilience of media. I was announcing today that until the end of 2027, we have allocated 7 million euro for the media in Bosnia and Herzegovina to be resilient, to be able to function, and to be able to do what actually is your main role, taking care that the citizens get good and correct information and not the lies which are spread around by the Russia and probably some other countries too.
You have said that Kosovo's path EU runs through dialogue with Serbia. Yet this process is also not really active.
Kosovo is in the group of West Balkan 6, I say so, in my portfolio, and the normalization of the relations between Kosovo and Serbia is a condition for both countries to be able to go on in the accession process. And we are working on this, especially also with the HR VP, our High Representative Kaja Kallas. We are constantly engaged with Serbia on this. In the latest months, less with Kosovo, because we are still able that they will get a new government. But this is one of the priorities in the whole process of the West Balkan 6 countries.
Can we go back for a second to Bosnia? Tomorrow you will address the Parliamentary Assembly, right?
Yes. And I'm very happy about this. This is a huge honor for me that I will be able to speak in the parliament.
Would you like to disclose anything regarding what you will say to them?
No, this is top secret until today. You have to come and listen. They will be on the television.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to Radio Free Europe.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.